The research shows that girls have a higher level of English results than boys in the same class, because boys and girls are different in learning styles, and their brain functions are different in mechanisms. The valence of stimuli is at the core of the distinction between approach and avoidance, with positively valenced stimuli typically leading to approach and negatively valenced stimuli typically leading to avoidance. Stimuli can be external or internal, implicit or explicit, conscious or non-conscious. The population of this city would be around 25 to 30,000 at most. Oddly enough, the same figures were chosen by Leonardo da Vinci for his ideal cities. Now, of these 25 to 30,000 inhabitants, only about 5,000 would be citizens. Such a system applies to everyone, whether they realize it or not. Also, it contains rules, guidelines, and principles, which are all universal. It acts as a road map guiding individual and social behaviors. Some principles of absolutism cannot be violated or betrayed. Australia is a vibrant, multicultural country. It is home to the world's oldest continuous cultures, as well as Australians, who identify with more than 270 ancestries. It mentions that Australia has the oldest culture of residence and a quarter of the people in Australia were born overseas. Parents leave their drugs all over the place at home, but their children may accidentally take these drugs before they know it, and soon many children fall victim to accidents. Now, this must be avoided at all costs. The 15th century copy of the work says it was originally written in Latin, translated into French and then translated into English that it might reach men of all parts of the world, but this seems to be a much later edition. I'm fascinated by the extent to which sharing economy platforms like Uber are getting Americans to trust each other again. Over the last 40 years, the level of trust in society has fallen quite dramatically. Less than 1 in 5 Americans under the age of 35 today feel that people are trustworthy in general. When you are facing a complex problem, or trying to do something bold, start with a smaller version of the larger problem. You might have to break it into several manageable minor problems to solve one at a time, and then put them together. The glass ceiling is an idea familiar to many. It refers to the invisible barrier that seems to exist in many fields and which prevents women from achieving senior positions. Less well known, but arguably a more pernicious problem, is the glass cliff. Women systematically underestimate their own abilities. If you test men and women and you ask them questions on totally objective criteria, like GPAs, men get it wrong slightly high, and women get it wrong slightly low. Women do not negotiate for themselves in the workforce. Why does this matter? Boy, it matters a lot because no one gets to the corner office by sitting on the side, not at the table, and no one gets the promotion if they don't think they deserve their success, or they don't even understand their own success. Theater should show pure lives. Although there will be new actors or directors, it is also a collection of different skills, such as writing and singing. To succeed in this subject, you need the knowledge of linguistics, sociology, archaeology, physics, psychology, and philosophy. We appear to take it as a rule, or as a law of nature, that each species is adapted to the climate of its own home. For example, species from the Arctic, or even a temperate region, could not survive in a tropical climate, nor could a tropical species last long if it found itself at the South Pole. You should innovate in that product, you should try to reduce cost, and you should really focus on the product. Your business objective in a product-focused market is to sell as much as you can, and profitability from a product-focused market is going to come from volume.